Let's see. All right. You ready?
Let's get it.
Man, oh man. Let me see. Let me get this up. Get this started. All right. What's going on, everybody? We are back. We are back.
Mm-hmm.
The latest episode of Black and White Just Sports. I'm Pat.
I'm Dante.
And we are here with a lot to say, especially today. Real quick, let me get the spiel out the way. All the social media. Of course, Facebook. We got the page and the group, Black and White Just Sports. Go join, like the page. YouTube is the most important. Go subscribe to YouTube, MFers.
Please do. Please do.
We need the subscribers on there. We need more views on there. Instagram, Black and White Just Sports, and Twitter is BNW Just Sports. If you listen to any podcast and you have podcast stations, apps, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Castbox, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. We're on all those. Go listen to us on that too. With that being said, let's get
everybody anticipating it, man.
Yes,
get it.
Sir. So, there's nowhere else to start. Nowhere else to start but with the shit that went down yesterday. The Browns played the Steelers. Technically a rivalry game. It's been the rivalry for years and years. Although the Browns have been shitty over the past 20 years now, since 99. So it hasn't been much of a rivalry. But the Browns end up winning fairly easily. I think the offense wasn't great, but
they definitely still needed some work.
Yeah, they weren't great. The defense had a lot of penalties.
They didn't beat themselves. I'll say that.
Especially on that scoring drive the Steelers had. The defense was decent. It wasn't outstanding. It should have been against Mason Rudolph, who threw 4 picks. But all that being said, it was outshadowed, overcasted, however you want to phrase it. It was all pushed aside because within the last 8 seconds...
8 freaking seconds, people.
8 seconds left in the game. Myles Garrett decides to turn into a crazy man.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, we could say the Incredible Hulk, I guess. It was absolutely ridiculous. And on my timeline today, honestly, I've seen, in my opinion, nothing but stupidity from a lot of Browns fans. And it is only the Browns fans that are saying things like this. I want to start off by saying this. If the shoe was on the other foot, if Baker Mayfield had been clobbered over the head with a helmet, his own helmet at that, all the Browns fans would have been losing their shit today. They would have been going crazy, lost their minds. This needs to happen. This guy needs to be gone. This, that, and the third. If I think back a couple of weeks ago, we played the Ravens, and Humphrey, I think it was, that choked OBJ.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Choked Odell, and Browns fans lost it. From what I saw, Browns fans lost it. What the hell? There's no penalty. This guy should be thrown out. This guy, right. And that was over a choke that, if you look back at the video replays and all the videos they have out there at this point, honestly didn't look that much of a choke. It looked like he more so had like the shoulder collar, collar area. But the fans, they lost it at that point. And that was over a choke. Myles Garrett literally pulled off Mason Rudolph's helmet, turned it into a weapon, and swung it at this man's bare head. I've been hearing so much stuff. Oh, Mason Rudolph shouldn't have poked the bear. Mason Rudolph started it. If he didn't want no smoke, he shouldn't have went after him after all this. It's all Mason Rudolph.
This smoke mess, man. Why don't people speak proper English? We not ghetto, man. We not hood. Say what you mean, man. Don't say no smoke, man. Just say he didn't want no problems,
He didn't want no smoke. Then I hear a lot of people, everyone's trying to push the blame on Garrett. Mason Rudolph is to blame. He's not innocent in the whole thing. And from what I've watched and heard on the radio, nobody has yet once said that Mason Rudolph is innocent. Not once.
Right.
Everyone that I've heard on the big networks, ESPN, Fox, local radio stations that I listen to here, everybody has said Mason Rudolph was, I guess, an instigator or took it to a next level. So nobody has yet said that this man is innocent. I don't know where people come up with that stupid nonsense that this man is innocent. He wasn't. But I'm going to start it off like this. People say Mason Rudolph started it because he tried to yank off Myles Garrett's helmet. My thing is, Myles Garrett started this because he tackled Mason Rudolph long after Mason Rudolph threw the ball. All right, he threw the screen pass, was out of his hands. Myles Garrett wraps him up and then throws him to the ground. That starts it off all right there. Okay, it should have been a roughing the passer at that point. They didn't call it a penalty. It was 8 seconds left. They're probably like, you know what, we'll just end it. We'll leave it at that. Honestly, that play should have been a penalty. Let me see. We're gonna try to interact with y'all that are watching now. We only took the reaction, not the trigger. Yes, I'm gonna get into that. Right, but he has been punished. That's the issue.
What up, Ramon? I see you.
Let's see. Mason did instigate it though. He's not an idiot for charging. Myles, when the Steelers tackle, was able to separate them. No. He was allowed. Wait, he was not aware the ball was gone. Listen, and there's no way that he was not aware the ball was gone. That ball was gone before he even hit Mason Rudolph. So there could have been, like I said, the roughing the passer was the start of it. It should have been called. It wasn't, probably because it was so late in the game. The game was over. They didn't call it. Roughing the passer should have been called. Myles Garrett throws him down to the ground and then basically lays on him for a little bit. I cannot blame Mason Rudolph for reacting. He tried to push him off, but then he escalates it. He grabs Myles Garrett's face mask. Okay? Not once have I ever said that Myles Garrett was innocent. He wasn't. I don't believe he was the starter of the whole situation. I think he reacted. Anybody that's ever fought their brother or friend or ever been in a situation where they've been pinned down, I don't know one person that just lay there and took it. Anybody that you've ever fought or wrestled with, playing or real, if you've ever been pinned down to the ground by someone, you're not just going to lay there unless you have no other choice and you can't move. You're going to fight off. You're going to push. You're going to kick. You're going to scratch. You're going to do whatever you need to do to get someone off you. And that's what Mason Rudolph did. But then he proceeded to grab the face mask. He was twisting at the face mask, trying to yank Myles Garrett's helmet off, which is wrong in that aspect. He should have been penalized as well. I've been seeing a lot of people like, oh, he kicked him in the groin. I've seen the still shots of the pictures. In my opinion, they're biased on the opinions of those defending Myles Garrett, because you don't see the video where Myles Garrett is literally yanking up at Mason Rudolph's helmet at that point on his face mask. You talk about, there's a lot of people that talk about, oh, well, Mason Rudolph tried to yank Myles Garrett helmet off. There's a chin strap. You know how that can hurt? Did you not see Myles Garrett literally yanking Mason Rudolph up off of the ground by his face mask? He could have damaged his neck too. So both of them were wrong in that aspect. So yeah, Mason Rudolph tries to fight off Myles Garrett. He's yanking at his face mask. He's trying to pull his helmet off. As Myles Garrett is pulling up Mason Rudolph, he possibly kicked him in the groin. I can't say distinctively. But he gets him up. He gets Mason Rudolph's helmet completely off at that point. At that point, shit should have been dead.
Right.
All right, it should have been over. You had Pouncey and DeCastro, the lineman for the Steelers, pretty much had Myles Garrett pushed off to the side. He's kind of walking with them. Things look like they de-escalated, calmed down a little bit. Mason Rudolph decides to take it on his own accord at this point to charge at Myles Garrett. Completely stupid decision. Shit at that point seemed to be done. It seemed to have calmed down. Everything seemed to have de-escalated. The situation could have been over at that point. And nothing would have went further. Mason Rudolph charges at Myles Garrett. Then at this point, Myles Garrett decides to take the helmet and turn it into a weapon. He swings the helmet at Mason Rudolph's head. You swing a helmet, which can be 5 to 10, if not more, pounds than that. And you swing it at a bare man's head. Luckily, the only connection that hit was the padding at the back of the helmet. Right. If he would have connected to Mason Rudolph's head with the crown of the helmet, he could have knocked him out. He could have gave him a laceration. He could have been leaking. Worst come to worst, he could have killed this man. Literally. Myles Garrett is like 270, nothing but muscle. Okay? This man swung a hard object at another man's bare head. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Something bad is going to happen at that point. And then it's kind of over at that. Then Pouncey jumps on him and, punches him and kicks him in the head. And to an extent, I cannot blame Pouncey. Back when I played football, the linemen protect their quarterback. Right. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If there's a late hit, if there's roughing the passer, those offensive linemen are going to go to battle for their quarterback.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what Pouncey did. Outside of football, if you're out and about with your friend and you see some random person get into a scuffle with your friend and they have an object and they swing that object at your friend, are you just going to stand there and let your friend get hit in the head with a foreign object and take it? No, you're probably going to jump in. You should. And that's what Pouncey did. I don't know. It's just so much. I honestly, hold on. I'm going to take a quick pause. Let me see if some of these comments. Mason instigated it. Yeah, he did, but I don't think he started it. I think Myles Garrett knew the ball was gone. There was no throw. They fell to the ground. Listen, it was a tackle, Rico. It's not you don't have to, I guess technically, he didn't spear him to the ground. He didn't pick him up and throw him, but he swung him to the ground. Roughing the passer, like I said, yes, should have been roughing the passer. They didn't call it. The ball was thrown, just hit the pursuit. Ipso facto, he still kind of threw him down after the ball was gone. Rico, yes, I most definitely think that Mason Rudolph should have been suspended at least a game at the minimum. He's not innocent in no way, shape, or form. He definitely had a part of the whole thing, even after, having his helmet ripped off. He never should have charged. That's you're going after another person at that point. They have the right to kind of defend themselves. I wouldn't defend myself with a fucking helmet, being Myles Garrett, especially, like I said. And people say, oh, it doesn't matter how big or how small he is. Look at some pictures in comparison. I mean, I'm not going to feel threatened by Mason Rudolph if I'm Myles Garrett and he's running after me. I can't necessarily speak. I mean, I can't speak for the man, so I don't know if he felt threatened. Another man ran at him. He reacted. Did not react in a good way with that damn helmet. But Mason Rudolph, in no way, shape, or form, is any way innocent on this part. He had a part in the whole thing, and he should be at fault too. I think he should be suspended at least a game. But let me see what else we got here. I want to hear y'all think. Yeah, he should be. We saw Mason started it. Again, I don't think Mason started it. I think Myles Garrett started it when he threw him to the ground, and it just kind of escalated from there. Pouncey suspended, 3 games. I don't like the race part. I've seen a lot of people bringing race into this.
I don't think race has nothing to do with it.
I've seen someone talk about how Myles Garrett has had the longest suspension because he's black. Number one, there's people out indefinitely, and there's people been thrown out of the league for life. So I don't. Number one, who is it? Vontez Burfict. So how do you say his last name again?
Burfict.
I think that's how you say it. I'm probably butchering his name, but Vontez Burfict of the Raiders is out indefinitely, and he was doing hits that are technically a part of the game. He was just, targeting the head from what they're saying the reason he's out for. But that man's out indefinitely. So I don't know. I don't think race is part of this. I mean, the quarterback's white. Myles Garrett's black. I don't want to get into the race part. I don't think it has anything to do with the suspension. Excuse me.
Rico, we're going to have a long talk with you.
Mm-hmm. Let them know that's it. But I don't think race has a part to do with the amount of games that Myles Garrett got. Right, yeah, the man literally took a helmet and used it as a weapon and swung it at another man's head. Mason is not being suspended.
Yeah, I can see why Rico would say that, because that does look kind of fishy. Like the only Mason is the white guy that in the whole situation that didn't get any kind of penalty at all. So
he got fined. I can see why he got fined. He didn't get suspended, which I don't agree with.
Yeah, right. Mason did more than Obajobi, and he got suspended for a game. So Rico's right about that.
I think Mason Rudolph should be suspended at least a game. Excuse me. I think part of it is, no matter what happens, usually the instigator gets off. It's the guy that retaliates,
right?
That gets the blunt of, the blunt of the. What am I looking for? I can't even speak. The blunt of the. Who gets penalized? We'll go with that. Who gets penalized the most? The retaliator is usually the one who gets penalized the most. As we all know, the NFL really has a thing for the quarterbacks.
Right.
You can no longer hit them low. You can no longer hit them high. You literally have like a 2 feet.
A small window, right.
Window which you can hit this guy.
Right.
So the quarterback is protected in the NFL more than anybody. That's number one. So Mason Rudolph is going to be protected over any other player that was involved because he's the quarterback, which isn't even right in my opinion on that. But it's just the people that are defending Myles Garrett are literally fans of the Browns. You have former players that are on Twitter, social media, ESPN, Fox Sports. Nobody is siding with Myles Garrett. All right. It's just he took it overboard. There's no other way to say it. He took it. Listen, I have no problem with the scuffle. I play sports. I play football. I play basketball. Things got dirty. Things got ugly. I have no problem with Myles Garrett yanking his helmet off. Okay? I have no problem if Myles Garrett would have threw a couple punches in there. All right? I have no problem with Mason Rudolph yanking at his helmet. I have no problem with any of that. It's gonna happen. People, you had hands to the face calls like throughout that game a bunch. All right? Things happen. It's a dirty sport. You are out there to literally hit another man. It's a violent sport. I have no problem if that would have been it. I have no problem if Myles Garrett would have tugged his or ripped his helmet off and left it at that. I would have no problem if Myles Garrett threw some punches. But Myles Garrett took an object and swung it at another man's head. There's no excuse for that. People are saying, oh, he got hit in the nuts. He got kicked in the nuts. Something must have happened to push Myles over the edge. What I don't get is this man just a couple weeks ago had a random fan or a random person outside go up to Myles Garrett, hey, let me take a picture with you.
And he did it.
And this guy clobbered him. He punched Myles Garrett in the face.
For real?
Yes. The guy went to try to take a picture with him as a setup, as you see, and he punched Myles Garrett in the face. Myles Garrett did nothing. So I don't know what pushed Myles Garrett to this point to go overboard and take a helmet and swing it at somebody's head. I don't know. He didn't do nothing to that fan, so why did he do something to Mason Rudolph? I really don't know. But I don't understand how people are defending Myles Garrett. All right, he was wrong. I don't care how much he yanked at him or this, that, and the third. You talk to NFL players, and when you get into those piles with fumbles or just tackles, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of punching, pinching. People are grabbing balls, hitting balls. That happens.
Right.
Ask anybody that played football or ask anyone that plays football. When you get in those piles, it gets dirty.
Real dirty.
So even if Mason Rudolph kicked this man, which I'm not 100% sure because I don't think it's 100% up, down, the right factual that we could say, he literally kicked him. There's another picture that's going around social media. His hand is in front of Myles Garrett. I don't know where his hand's at. It's in the area of his groin. I don't know that he's hitting him in the balls. I don't know he's grabbing his balls. We can't say. That's speculation. We can't distinctively say this is what Mason Rudolph did. But we can distinctively say what Myles Garrett did. And like I said, you get in those piles, it's dirty. There's punching, there's pinching, there's hitting. So it happens. It happens during the game. So there's nothing, in my opinion, that can defend this man at this point. Unless you're just, in my opinion, a big-ass homer or a big-ass fanboy for the Browns. Because I guarantee it, if the shoe was on the other foot and Baker Mayfield got hit in the head with a helmet, all these Browns fans that are defending Myles Garrett would be losing it.
I can definitely agree with that.
So,
go Browns, Ken. Came at a price though.
Let's see. Yes. I'll say this: as far as the Browns' hopes now, they're done. They had a small window,
very small window,
to make to the playoffs. Because if they lost another game, if they lost another game, they win. Let's say they lose one more game this season, they're 9-7. You still have a shot at the wild card. The wild card teams right now was Pittsburgh and. Who was the other team?
The Texans, wasn't it? The Colts or somebody like that. The Raiders, I think it might have been the Raiders.
No, I think it is the Colts. Let me see. Hold on. Take a quick look at this. Because they showed it.
No, the Bills. That's who it was.
The Bills. The Bills and the Ravens right now. No, not the Ravens. The Bills and the Steelers were the wild card teams. And the Steelers are only 5-4.
Browns only behind them now by one game.
I don't believe in the Bills. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Bills.
In the Steelers. So I don't think either of those teams are going to.
Bill was playing. I would believe in the Steelers. So not with no Mason.
You had a shot. You run the table. You have a shot. You lose one more game. You still have a shot. You lose your best player on defense. Possibly your best player on the whole entire team outside of Chubb. I think Myles Garrett may be the best player on that team. You lose him. Ogunjobi's gone for a game. You have no pass rush. Luckily, you're playing the Dolphins, who are the worst team in the league. But you have no more pass rush. For the rest of the year, your best pass rush defender
is gone.
What do you have? I think 10 sacks on the season already?
11,
10, 11 sacks on the season already. He's gone. There's your whole pass rush. This man is getting double teamed and still getting pressure, still hitting the quarterback, still getting sacks. Now he's gone. It's frustrating, man.
It's still a win, Keith, man, but it came at a major price, man. It came at a major price.
It's definitely still a win, but at the same time, it's a loss. You won, but you lost.
Won, but you lost your best player.
The best defensive player on your team is gone for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Chubb got over 1,000. That's awesome, but that's definitely going to get overlooked at this point. That don't nobody even care about that.
The win has been overlooked at this point.
No one's even talking about the Browns winning the game. The Browns' second win in a row. First time they've won back-to-back games all season.
I believe this is the first time that they beat the Ravens and the Steelers in the same season. All right, this is the first time that they beat the Ravens on the road. Okay, this was big for them. They've won 2 games in a row. They have statistically the easiest schedule for the whole entire NFL for the remainder of the year. They had a shot. Technically, they still have a shot to make the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen now that their defense. I mean, Randall's got, thrown out.
Burnett got a torn Achilles, so now they don't have a safety.
So
they need to go sign Eric Berry.
I mean, they should. Why not at this point? Another thing that got to me is a lot of people are like, oh, well, the rivalry's back because of this incident. Since 1999, the Browns are 4-37-1 against the Steelers. The rivalry is not back, people. It's not. Until the Browns get a couple more wins against the Steelers and make a run into the playoffs, this rivalry is not back. I don't care that it got chippy and dirty and this, that, and the third. It makes you think that, hey, it's all part of
that's a rivalry.
No, listen, 4-37-1, it's not a rivalry, man. It's one-sided the whole time. So I don't know. It's like I said, in my opinion, I don't know how people are defending Myles Garrett. if you had a kid in school that pushed somebody, and then this kid goes, picks up a chair and hits your child in the head, you're gonna defend, that kid that hit your child in the head with a chair? No, it's fucked up, man. It is.
Let me explain something to the human race.
Human race? Well, I don't think we have any aliens watching, but okay.
There's a couple.
Go ahead, speak to the human race.
As human beings, we all follow certain standards and protocols when something happens. As adults, men and women, you can't do harm or wrong to somebody and then dictate how they retaliate from what you did. So people saying Garrett shouldn't have did this and shouldn't have, yes, he shouldn't have smashed his helmet on his head. I agree with that. He should have been suspended. But my thing is, when you do something to somebody, Rudolph grabbing his helmet first and then charging at him, knowing he's twice your size, you didn't want any problems on that type of level. So I don't even know, whatever. I don't even know what his point of doing that was, because you weren't going to do anything. So what was the point of you even running up to him? So you can't dictate how somebody responds to what you did to them. Like if your girl or your boyfriend cheats on you, you initiated the wrongness. So if they retaliate with wrong or worse wrong than what you did, you can't say anything because you started it. So it's no, oh, well, damn, well, you ain't have to take it to that level. Yeah, they might not have didn't have to take it to that level, but if you never would have initiated it, none of this would have never happened in the first place. So that's where I'm at it with the Garrett and the Rudolph situation. Rudolph definitely should be suspended for at least a game.
Yeah, he should be suspended.
Myles Garrett, the fact he wasn't the initiator in the situation.
I think he was.
I think he should have got 4 games. I would have gave him 4 games. I don't know if I would have suspended him indefinitely. That's a big thing. I don't know what people really understand what indefinitely means. The word indefinitely means he can't come back until further notice, until the commissioner says so. So even if the season does end, he still can't do anything with the team. He's suspended. He's pretty much out the league right now until Roger Goodell says he can come back. He has to go meet with Roger Goodell after the season. He's not going to come back to the season regardless. So indefinitely is where I'd rather him just been suspended for 6 games. At least after the 6th game, he can go back with his team. The fact indefinitely is put behind it, that's worse than being out for the rest of the year, because you don't even know if Goodell's going to reinstate you. Like right now, technically, Myles Garrett's out of the league. Yeah. If y'all really don't understand what's going on. Right now, technically, by the book, Myles Garrett is not eligible to play NFL football until Roger Goodell says so. So even when the season is over, Myles Garrett still has to go through all types of hoops and jump ropes to get back on the team. And I think he ain't even going to start next season. By the grace of God, I hope he does, because I like Myles Garrett and he's a major part of the Browns. But I think he's going to probably be suspended the first 4 games of next season. So it was just a sad situation. I'm very glad the Browns won that game. But honestly, I'd have rather them lost and them still had Garrett. Honestly, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. I mean, you pretty much were screwed either way. It was a double-edged sword. If you win, okay, you won. You got another win in the win column. But now you lose your best player, arguably, on the team. Now you're going to suffer for the rest of the season. Even if you kept Myles Garrett, but then you lose another game in the win column, so now you pretty much are out of the playoff picture. So, like I said, it was a double-edged sword. Whatever way it went, the Browns were screwed either way. So the Browns pretty much walls are against the wall the rest of the year.
They could have won and just walked off the field with everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
It could have. Literally 8 seconds.
And another thing that people really didn't realize, the Browns blitzed the Steelers like 3 straight plays and sacked him every single time. You don't think that had nothing to do with Rudolph being pissed and him grabbing his helmet like that? He got sacked 3 straight plays on blitzes.
Listen, Mason Rudolph was punished all game. He played extremely terrible. Like
we could have had somebody come off the street to play better than that.
4 interceptions. He got smacked around all night. He was extremely horrible. Like, so he's already pissed, and that doesn't, give him the right to go do what he did. But this man's temper is already flaring. Then you get Myles Garrett jumping on him with 8 seconds left. Just leave it alone. Then I don't know. It's just crazy. It's
tough, people, man.
I'm honestly still kind of at a loss for words because
this is gonna be a hard pill to swallow for a long time, for definitely the rest of the year.
Like I said, I have no problem in the confines of the game. There's scuffles, there's fights. If you had punched him, if you had ripped at the helmet, if you pulled the helmet off and left it at that, I'm cool with it. Both parties are to blame, yes, but the ones that are hurting more is us. I mean,
yeah, we're definitely gonna hurt.
Mason Rudolph is a backup quarterback that after this year, if Big Ben comes back,
he won't play. He's not gonna play.
Even when Big Ben is done, they're not moving forward.
Yeah, with Mason Rudolph
as their centerpiece at quarterback.
They'll definitely be drafting another quarterback in the next year.
So that goes to, like, you think about the NBA. If you have Joe Schmo coming off the bench and he, fouls LeBron hard, if LeBron reacts and gets into a fight, he's gone, and you lose the 8th player off your bench.
Right, who cares?
Who cares? That's basically what happened here. Myles Garrett is top 5 defensive player in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is.
And now he's gone. Mason Rudolph should have been suspended, got fined, should have been suspended. But even if he's suspended, the quarterback after Mason Rudolph, the 3rd-string quarterback, came in and won a game when Mason Rudolph had that concussion. So they're okay, and they really didn't have any hopes or aspirations this season when Big Ben went down. Do you really think they thought,
knew their season
Big Ben is down, we're going to go to the playoffs?
Right.
No, let's make the best that we can at this point. We were also taught in our era of playing football, back in the early 2000s, we were taught to go and have hitting drills. You know what I mean? Things aren't the same anymore. You got, like I said, the quarterback can no longer get hit like below the waist. He can't get hit above the shoulders. Man. Like, it's completely different than what we were taught or how we grew up playing and watching football. I've seen pictures of what's his name? Harrison. James Harrison. Those ones like, oh, look at the hit he did on Colt McCoy. Back then, I don't even think he was in trouble for that play. I don't think he got flagged or not. That was part of the game. You know what I mean? Go back 10 years, people were getting their heads knocked off. That was part of the game. It's not like that
definitely
anymore.
Not that no more.
The game that we grew up with, the game that we played, is not happening anymore. So to say that we grew up and played through the whistle, yeah, we did. But we also had hitting drills. We also had, knock this guy's head off and get the ball out.
Right.
I mean, you're not hitting people up high no more. You're not hitting people down low anymore. The game has gotten
a lot softer, man.
It's completely different.
Definitely got a lot softer.
Which meme was the funniest today? Honestly, I saw a meme where they had Myles Garrett with the what is that little game in the arcade? The Whack-A-Mole. He had a hell. And Mason Rudolph here was one of the ones.
I don't think none of this shit is funny. I don't think none of it's funny. I'm not laughing.
If you find
it's
that
not
meme,
funny, man. It's not funny.
Mason Rudolph's head was in a Whack-A-Mole, and Myles Garrett had the helmet to whack him. Yes, that is hilarious. That's the funniest meme.
Hey, man, Keith, get out of here, man. Just don't say nothing else. Just leave. You just stop, man.
Oh, man. That was literally.
We're not about to make jokes about Garrett's career, man.
Listen, that meme was the funniest.
I ain't see that one. That cat.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't like that one too much. That woman and cat's been played out. I'm tired of that. Garrett hit was clean. Yeah, it was clean, but it was after the play. It wasn't like unnecessary roughness. It could have been called roughing the passer. The ball was gone. Okay, the ball was no longer in Mason Rudolph's hand, and he got thrown down to the ground. I've seen the refs call less penalty, seen less called as penalties.
Yeah, for worse, right.
Damn, my allergies started to act up. But kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, man, listen, I can't defend Garrett, and the people that are defending Garrett are just, in my opinion, fanboys and homers. And like I said, if Baker Mayfield got hit like that with a helmet or even a fist or anything like that, nobody would be like, "Oh, well, look what Baker did." No, it just wouldn't happen.
I just see it from. I just want people to see it from both ends. Garrett was wrong.
They were both wrong.
Definitely was.
They were both wrong.
Look at Rudolph's side of it too, because none of this would have happened if Rudolph would have made a better choice.
Yeah, I mean,
on 2 different occasions. So I mean, yeah, Garrett could have made a better choice by not, hitting him with the helmet. But when your adrenaline is running like that, you see red. And Garrett admitted that after the fact when he apologized. So I mean, the fact he apologized shows growth and maturity, because anybody else would have just left the shit how it was.
No, I mean,
charge at me and try to take my, because I wouldn't have said shit. I'd have just took my suspension and moved on.
I think at that point he had to say something.
Yeah, to save face. Yeah, he had to make it seem like he was the good guy.
He had to be politically correct.
Right, I agree with that.
Even his statement that he put out today, it just kind of had to happen.
Tony, what the hell does that have to do with anything, man?
Wait, Big Ten championship game, my house. Hey, let's get some food. We there.
Put the address on here too.
Exactly. You remember how we played back in Euclid in high school? It was nothing but like we were out there smacking the shit out of each other. All right, I'm pretty sure back then there was probably plenty of people that got concussions that were never diagnosed. So I mean, the game is just completely different from when we grew up. So. It's not the same at all. But again, I don't think the rivalry is back yet. The Browns haven't proved nothing. They still have a worse record to this day, right now, currently as we stand, than the Steelers. Steelers are 5-4 now. We're 4-6. We still don't even have a better record than the Steelers. It's not, the rivalry is not back. Browns win a couple more games, get to a playoff picture at least once. Maybe it'll be back, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. It's just, like I said, if nobody is in the right here, like, I'm not defending Rudolph, I'm not defending Garrett. They were both wrong. They were both in the wrong. Our Steelers are 5-5 now. I thought, okay. Well, they still have a better record than us. 5-5. We're 4-6. So nobody was in the right here. They both are at fault. And it just, Myles Garrett took it over the edge, in my opinion. So, he got what is coming. I said last night when I saw that, I said, this man is an idiot. Myles Garrett, you're gone for 4 games, if not more. And then people jumped all over me. They jumped all over me. I saw it coming, and he's gone for the rest of the season, if not more. We'll see what happens there. Like I said, the game got outshadowed. I mean, the game gets pushed aside. Fucking Schobert had like 10 tackles, 2 interceptions, a sack. Like that man went off, and we're not even talking about it today because of the bullshit that happened. So we'll see where the Browns go from here. I honestly think that Freddie Kitchens is part to blame. I don't think he has control of this locker room. I really don't. This team has been running wild, basically, since he's taken over. Back in preseason, they had scuffles with the Colts during preseason. I mean, Myles Garrett, the first game against Tennessee, threw a punch to Delaney Walker's helmet. I mean, Myles Garrett had the penalties against the Jets. He took out... the hell was that? What's quarterback name for the Jets? The backup quarterback. He took him out with a low hit. Fucked his leg up. He's gone for the season. Odell has been a problem with, watches and visors and shoes and pants.
Yeah, every clothing item you can think of.
It's just, I don't think Freddie Kitchens has control of this locker room whatsoever. This team is basically running wild. And we're the most penalized team in the NFL. We have the most players that have been ejected in the NFL. I believe we have the most penalized yards in the NFL. That comes with coaching, people. Freddie Kitchens is not getting the job done. On top of making questionable calls, questionable timeouts, he doesn't have control of this locker room, if you ask me. I don't know. It's bad, man. It's Odell. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about the Browns at this point. I'm just along for the ride and see where we'll go from here. I don't think Freddie is cut out for the head coaching position. I know it's his first year. He's a first-year head coach. But that's John Dorsey's doing. You promote a man from running back coach to offensive coordinator to head coach within a year, and this is what you're going to get. So we'll see where they go from here, man. I don't know. I really don't. I think it hurts him. Baker hasn't played great. He's played better of late. He hasn't thrown an interception, I think, in 2 games. Good for him. Chubb is still the bright spot of the whole team. He's got 1,000 yards rushing at this point. And we are, 9 games in? 10 games?
Mm-hmm. 6 games left, 10 games in. We're 4 and 6.
We're 10 games in. And he's got 1,000 yards already. He's the best player on the team. Odell and Baker still have no camaraderie together. They're not on the same page at all yet still. So I don't know. Him and Landry seem to be good. Kareem Hunt has come on and made some big plays in his time that he's been there. Yeah, James. All right, Super Bowl. Yeah, right. 97 is prediction. That's what I was going for before Myles Garrett went down. I think they're more so of an 8-8 team at best at this point. I don't think they'll go over 8 wins at this point. Myles Garrett is the best defender on your team, and disrupts the quarterback the most. So I thought they would go 9-7. At this point before the game yesterday, I thought the best scenario would be 9-7. Then 8-8. 8-8 for me is the best scenario for the Browns, if that, at this point. So we'll see what happens, man. The defense wasn't stellar with Myles Garrett. They were good. They weren't great. They weren't really stopping a whole lot of people. They so now you lose your best defensive player. So we'll see what happens.
On to some other teams, man.
Yeah.
Do the predictions, man.
Whew. Let's recap real quick from last week. Dante's got me. Now we'll throw that in because he picked the Browns. I picked the Steelers. But let's go to, excuse me, we'll go to last week, recap, because where are we at now? Did I write it down?
I think it was tied.
4-4, we're tied at this point. So, wait. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's recap last week. Chargers, Raiders. Okay. All right. Oh man, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. Just that whole conversation, man. And I don't care. Like I said, anybody who defends Myles Garrett at this point, in my opinion, is just a fanboy and a homer, and you're defending your home team. Because if that was any other player, or if it's a player that did it on the Steelers, you wouldn't be all, you would be all up in arms. But to the recap of the games, Chargers, Raiders. Dante picked you picked the Chargers. I picked the Raiders. I got that one. Giants and Jets. You picked the Giants. I picked the Jets. I got that one. Bang bang. Saints and Falcons. We both picked the Saints, and how dare them lose to them bum ass Falcons? That was ridiculous.
Still got talent.
The Falcons beat the Saints, and Drew Brees highly disappointed me. He goes for 50 the week before in fantasy points.
Right now he gets what?
11?
He got 11, 12.
Yeah, maybe 13 somewhere.
That's pathetic. And I got it in my other league
too. Chiefs and Titans. The Chiefs, we both picked them. They went down to the Titans, man. Shout out to Ryan Tannehill, man. Let's turn that team around. I think Mariota's done in Tennessee. He
kind of might be, because Tannehill has won 2 or 3 games, so Mariota might be done.
Mariota is finished.
I'm not saying he's finished in the NFL, but he's definitely finished with Tennessee
Titans. As a starting quarterback, he's done. best case scenario, he's a backup somewhere. Ravens and Bengals, we both picked the rain. Yeah, Ravens, we were both right on that. Bengals are complete trash. Haven't won a game yet. You picked the Browns, I picked the Bills. You were right on that one.
The Browns and the Bills. That ain't who played this week.
I'm talking about last week. We're recapping.
Oh yeah.
That's what I got to deal with, people. Super Bowl predictions. We might get there, Keith. Give us a second. Where we? Okay, Cardinals, Buccaneers. You picked. We both picked the Bucks, and we're right. Bears played the Lions. We both picked the Bears. We're both right on that one. Colts, I think, lost, didn't they? Yeah, they lost to the Dolphins. We're both wrong on that one. Both picked the Packers. They beat the Panthers. The Rams lost, didn't they? The Rams lost to the Steelers. We're both wrong on that one. How the hell the Rams beat the Steelers beat the Rams? Beyond me. We both picked the Cowboys. We're both wrong. Highly disappointed at the Cowboys. You picked 49ers. Again, I picked the Seahawks. I'm right, you're wrong. So that's definitely my week. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 7. Yes, I'm back on top. 5, 4, and 1 for me. 5, 4, 1, me. So, let's predict this week. Get these predictions in. Again, Dante already is one up because Dante had the Browns. I had the Steelers. So he's got that. You had Browns. I had Steelers. Okay. Jets and Redskins. This game absolutely sucks.
What?
Jets and Redskins. This game absolutely sucks. The Redskins are at home. I'm going Jets. I don't believe in the Redskins whatsoever.
I'm going to go with Jets.
Jets, you're coming with me. Smart move by you. Jaguars and Colts. Whatchamacallit's back.
Who?
I can't think of his name.
Foles?
Yes, Nick Foles is back.
They stupid. Minshew was balling.
Minshew had them rolling, in my opinion. He wasn't like destroying the league, but
yeah, but he was a solid quarterback.
Yeah. Who you going with? Colts are at home. Oh, cracked my ankle.
Is Brisket playing or he's out again?
You know what? That's what I wanted to see.
Brisket, I mean, not Brisket.
We're not talking about meats here. Final injury report. Brissett will play. He's starting. T.Y. Hilton's out.
I'm going with the Jaguars. Fuck that.
Okay. Good for you. T.Y. Hilton's out. That's the best player on the Colts. Colts are home. Nick Foles is back after. I'm gonna go Colts. Nick Foles is back for the first time in 7 weeks at this point, 9 weeks, whatever it may be since his injury. So I'm going Colts. Bills and Dolphins. Oh baby, Dolphins coming off a win. Bills coming off. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Bills. I don't believe in the Bills, but I think they're better than the Dolphins. That's without saying. Cowboys, Lions.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
Stafford's not playing. Really?
Is Stafford out?
Really? Should be a blowout. It shouldn't even be close.
Matthew Stafford is out against the Lions. It absolutely should be a blowout. Oh, I'm sorry. I put Lions for you. Cowboys. Cowboys for the both of us. Texans or Ravens. Ooh.
Damn. This is my game of the week.
I was going to say, well, you didn't even say it yet. I was a little shocked.
This is definitely my game of the week, man. 2 top 5 quarterbacks right now, man. The face of the league. Where they at?
Ravens are home. Your boy.
It's hard to pick against Michael Vick, man, but I like Deshaun Watson too,
man. Your boy Watson, man. You love Watson. Oh, man.
Go with Deshaun, man.
I figured you would.
But I like Lamar. I like him a lot. But I'm
going
with Deshaun, man.
I'm going Ravens. They're rolling. Lamar's doing his thing. They're home. And I think the Ravens have a better defense than the Texans. JJ's trash.
You a hater. His brother ain't.
His brother's a beast. I mean, JJ went healthy, which is never as a beast, but he, fuck him. Stay healthy for once.
Wow.
Stay healthy for once, JJ Watt. Falcons and Panthers. This game is trash. Panthers should beat the Falcons. Falcons suck.
I'm going to pick the Falcons.
I'm glad you are. Gives me my win. That secures my win right there, folks. Yeah. Falcons fluke game against the Saints. That's not going to continue. Panthers aren't great, but they're not losing to the Falcons. Falcons are on the road. Matt Ryan never plays good outside the dome. He's done. Buccaneers and Saints.
Bucks. This is going to be a shootout.
You think so?
Washington can sling it. He may throw a lot of interceptions, but he can sling it.
You say Watson?
Winston,
There you go.
He may throw a lot of interceptions, but he can sling it. I'm going to go with the Saints. But Saints. It's going to be a close game.
You think it's going to be close?
It's going to be a shootout. Saints going to win, but it's going to be a shootout.
I'm going Saints as well. I don't know that it's going to be necessarily a shootout. The Saints have a pretty good defense.
Because the Buccaneers have some weapons.
They haven't been great on grass, but Buccaneers are.
If the Buccaneers get a running back, they're going to be a problem.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Mike Evans is a top 10 receiver.
Until they get rid of Jameis Winston, they're not going to.
And Goodwin.
Broncos and Vikings.
Come on, man.
Baby.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
Mark it down, man.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings. This game should
mark it down, man. Dalvin's going for 100-something yards.
This game shouldn't be close.
Diggs going for 100-something yards.
This game shouldn't be close. Vikings are at home. Vikings have a better defense. They have a much better offense. Vikings should easily win this game. 49ers, Cardinals.
That game's going to actually be interesting.
It's going to be decent. I mean, listen, I have not been a fan of...
Where they playing at?
They're playing at 49ers at home. I haven't been a fan of Kyler Murray. I didn't think he was going to be much.
He's actually doing good, for real.
He's been playing good.
I'll
give it to him. He's having a better year than Baker Mayfield. So, hats off to Kyler Murray, man. I stand corrected. He's been doing good this year. I'm going 49ers. Easily.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 49ers.
I think Kyler Murray's going to get destroyed this game. Rookie quarterback. The 49ers defense is top 5. Bosa's a monster.
Which is the real Bosa, the one from San Diego, or this one?
They're brothers.
The one from San Diego. The real Bosa from Ohio State.
They both played at Ohio State. They're brothers.
No, the real one that we all know first was the San Diego one.
You said 49ers?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, just the first one we know. He's older. Nick is older, so
just like JJ's the real Watt, not no Nick from Pittsburgh.
His brother's better.
Yeah, all right.
Where did I leave off? Patriots Eagles. This actually could be a good game. Wentz has been so this year, so.
You said Patriots?
Patriots and Eagles.
Come on, man.
Eagles are at home.
I don't give a shit. Do Tom Brady care about that?
No, probably not.
The Patriots. It's not close.
No, I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going Eagles.
Wentz too inconsistent. I don't like him.
I'm going to Eagles, man. Something tells me the Eagles are going to get the best of the Patriots.
Yeah, the Ravens did.
It's a 4 o'clock game in Philly. I'm going to go the Eagles.
Wow. Bold predict.
Bengals, Raiders, this game sucks. Raiders should win. Bengals can't beat anybody.
They will when AJ Green come back. They don't have weapons, actually. They have AJ
still
Green,
don't have a quarterback.
Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, Tyler Eifert. They got some weapons.
How's Mixon been doing this year? Nothing.
And 100 last week.
Who you going, Bengals or Raiders, before you fall asleep?
The Raiders.
Jeez. This guy's falling asleep on our show.
I'm not falling asleep.
It's what I got to deal with. It's what I deal with every week. Bears, Rams. Ooh.
My game of the week.
Second game of the week. Rams are at home. Bears are coming off a win. The Rams are coming off a loss.
Mm.
Damn. Your boy Mitchell Trubisky out here.
That is not my boy. And if they had any other quarterback, they had Dak Prescott, I would pick the Bears every week.
Cam Newton said if offered, he would be willing to go to the Bears. I don't think he'd do good there. It's really cold. I don't think Cam Newton's that good.
He's cold. He can't.
It's not that cold.
Yeah, not as cold as Chicago, of course not. But
nowhere near.
I'm gonna go with the.
Oh.
I'm going with Jared Goff, man. Gurley.
Okay. Gurley's been the Rams have been disappointing overall this year. I'm gonna go Rams as well. Oh, that's what I was like. What the fuck is that? Okay. And then we ended up Monday night Chiefs and Chargers. This not even a game. Pat Mahomes is back.
It is. It's gonna be close.
No, it's not. Pat Mahomes came back and threw for 400 yards. So
and they still lost.
Chiefs.
It's gonna be closer than
Chiefs,
people think.
Easily. Wow. Number one, your breath stinks.
My breath don't smell.
Number two, you're just falling asleep on the show. I'm sorry, people.
You didn't even pick the last team.
I picked the Chiefs.
And I picked the Chiefs. You didn't even ask me.
Because you were too busy falling asleep on camera.
No, that's just drinking.
Oh, goodness. So that's what predicts. We had a couple other things NBA related. We might not. Well, we're not going to get into it for the podcast. But like I said, Myles Garrett was a huge story, and there's just a lot of opinions on that. So we spent half the show just on that. So for the podcast listeners, thank you for tuning in. Check us out next week for Black and White Sports. I'm Pat.
I'm Dante.
See y'all then.
Peace.
All right, for anybody that's still watching on Facebook, we've had a lot of interaction. Go ahead, throw them questions out there. We'll respond. We'll leave it open for a little bit.
No, ain't no questions, man. Shout out to Melo for getting signed, man.
Yeah, we're going there. Carmelo Anthony finally back in the league with the Blazers.
He's gonna make $14,000 every day.
I mean,
that's
more than some people make in a whole year. So good for him. I mean, he doesn't need the money, but good for him being back. Is he gonna help or hurt the Blazers? I think at this point he can only help.
The Blazers. The Blazers always Achilles' heels was what?
Probably
a forward.
I'd say
they never had a forward.
The bench isn't great. I think they need to bring him off the bench. He'll be 6th man of the year.
I think probably
give him 15 a game off the bench. I'll take that.
They always needed a small forward or a power forward, and now they have one. And I think them picking up Whiteside was awesome. Whiteside been balling so far the first 12 games. I think he's averaging like 15 and 15.
Has he?
So, I think this can't do anything but help them, because before he got there, they were sorry. They were 3-6, something like that, 3-7, 4 and something. So I think they need another scorer. That's what it is, and they don't have a third option
right now. The Blazers
is just
4-8.
That's terrible. That's and a team that made the Western Conference Finals last year. They
because that was a fluke. I told you about
that.
Come on now. You really think they're a dominant team?
The Warriors.
Whiteside's averaging 14 and 12. That's good point. That's good.
That's very good for a center. And he giving you a block. The Blazers always needed a third option, man. I think Melo gives them that finally. Dame gonna give you 30. McCollum gonna give you anywhere from 20 to 25, and Melo's gonna give you anywhere from 15 to 20. So I think this was a great pickup for the Blazers. And Dame been asking about getting Melo for a year or two.
He's been asking for a few years. No, he said he tried to get Melo to come, and then Melo went to the Thunder, and then Melo went to Houston, and then he just gave up, and now Melo's with them. Like I said, I don't think it'll do anything at this point but help. The Blazers are never a real contender in my mind. They don't have much of a bench. I think they need to bring Melo off the bench. I think at this point he's willing to. Shit, he has no other choice. You just finally got back in the league after a year and a half, basically. Year and a half at this point. He's going to do what he needs to do. He's going to play. He can average 15 off the bench, and that's more than what they need. So, I mean, it's a good pickup for them. Now, it can't do nothing but help at this point. 4-8. You know what I mean? 13th in the West right now. It's early in the season, but the Blazers don't look good. So Melo can't do anything but help them at this point, in my opinion.
Right.
So, good for him. I don't know why he hasn't been signed before this. Maybe he just had the opportunity with shitty teams and just decided not to go. There's a lot of teams out there that could use his help. A lot of teams. Or maybe they just kind of blackballed him for a while and didn't let him in for whatever reason. I don't know why he was out so long. But he's back. So good for Melo. What else? Man, the Celtics. The Celtics are a problem right now. People thought, oh, they're going to be in trouble. Kyrie's gone. Like I said, Kyrie was the venom of that team, basically. He was the problem. Right now, they are 9-1. They're first in the East. Kemba is doing his job. The other players are able to, be involved how they want to because, Kyrie's not a facilitator as a point guard. He's a scoring point guard. He will drop 60 on you at any given moment, but he's not going to get the team involved. I'm sorry, am I boring you? You are falling asleep on camera. This is pitiful, folks. Pitiful. This man fell asleep on camera. Someone get him out of here. You want to go sit? You can go sit in the recliner.
Watch this.
Go sit in the recliner. Go ahead and take a nap, and I'll finish the show off. Kemba, man, doing his thing.
Yeah, Celtics are a problem right now.
Gordon Hayward was balling before he broke his hand. He'll be gone for, I think, what they say, 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
He'll be gone to the beginning of the year.
He'll be gone. But yeah.
Yeah, the Celtics definitely look like a problem. They're definitely a top 5 team in the league. The Heat
as well. 8-3. They're second in the East, man. I thought they would be an 8th or 7th seed. I thought they'd make the playoffs. I didn't think they'd be as good as they are right now.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect them to be those 3rd or 4th seed. That's a little high. I had them at 5th. I did have them at 5th.
Let's see, who did they beat? They beat the Pistons.
Pistons ain't bad. Yeah, they're decent.
The
Suns been balling this year. Suns are good. They beat the Rockets, right? They beat the Hawks, ain't bad.
They beat the Bucks.
They didn't beat some quality teams. They don't have no shitty loss wins.
So they played well.
Solid teams, right?
Good teams. So shout out to the Heat, man. Like I said, I thought they'd be like a 7th, 8th seed. I have to go back in my papers here when we made predictions.
I had them 5th.
Let me see. How long was that? No, it's not that far back. That's last season. Gotta be after that, right? I can't find it. But yeah, I mean, at least had them in the playoff picture, I believe. Wait, hey, hold on. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find it. Wait, here we go. My East. Look, Sixers, Boston, Pacers, Raptors. So I don't think we did we didn't do a top 8. You actually had them in your top 1, 2,
had
3, 4, 5. You had them in your top 5. Shout out to you. Finally got something right. What else? Yeah, so the Heat, Celtics. I'm kind of surprised. I'm surprised by the Heat, but the Celtics I thought would be right there.
Yeah, I knew Boston would be top.
Lakers, of course, best team in the league in my opinion. Anthony Davis is out right now. He's always going to have those ticky-tack injuries. I think it's his shoulder at this point. But he's down right now. But they're still, what are they? 9-2. 9-2. Number 1 in the West. Rockets have came back 8-3. People said that they're going to struggle. Harden and Westbrook are going to struggle. They've looked fine together. Right. And shout out to Russ Westbrook talking about Pat Beverly. He's fooled all y'all. He doesn't have that good a defense, man. He really doesn't. He's a pest. He's a pest, and he gets under people's skin, and he's good at that. Shout out to him for doing that. He gets under people's skin and takes them out their game, but he's not a great defender. He's really not. He's not elite. He's not top 5 best point guard defenders. He's not. It's just he's a pest, and he gets under people's skin, and he does good at that. So Russ Westbrook was right at that. He's fooled y'all for long enough. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's about all I got.
Man.
I apologize to y'all that's watching and will tune in that Dante fell asleep on camera.
No, I didn't.
Pitiful. It's
my eyes are actually sore.
It's on camera. We have you literally recorded that you fell asleep
For what, 30 seconds?
Until if I didn't wake you up, you would have slept the rest
think
of the
so?
time. I know so.
No.
Terrible. We'll leave it open for a couple more minutes. Like I said, there's a lot of interaction, a lot of questions, comments, going back and forth. We appreciate it.
Odell ain't proving shit because Baker can't get him the ball.
Yeah, Baker hasn't got him the ball, man. It's like I said, they're not on the same page. Is it because Odell missed all the OTAs and all this? I don't know. Maybe it would only help. They're not on the same page for whatever reason. I don't know that they get along that well, to be honest with you. I think that's part of it. I really don't think that they get along for whatever reason. But whatever the reason is, they're not on the same page. I mean, Odell had the 4-yard reception yesterday, and then they went to him like 3 more times. So, I don't know. We'll see if they get it together. I think we kind of commented on all
I think that was on
there. Oh yeah, shout out to the Powerline t-shirt. What y'all know about Powerline? What y'all know about Powerline? It was a beast. I think Melo's first game was against the Rockets. See, when do they play again? I'd assume they just throw him right in there. I mean, it doesn't take long to get acclimated with a team in basketball, man. You run a couple plays and you score. Basketball reference. Is this the one that charges you? Oh, no. Anybody else throwing any comments out there? Not yet. They play him on the 18th, so I think that's going to be Melo's first game back. Melo won't make Trailblazers debut before Tuesday. What is Tuesday? Tuesday the 18th? I don't know. By the time they play the Pelicans, I'm sure he'll be in the rotation. All right. Then we'll wrap it up, especially since you fell asleep.
Whatever.
Trash. You are on that trash. On that trash. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the people that participated. Like I said, we wanted to open it up. We wanted y'all to comment. We wanted to try to interact with y'all, and we did that for the most part. So, continue to watch us, man. Continue to support. Continue to share.
Please do.
Go to YouTube. That's the thing I try to hammer every week. Go to YouTube, man. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube page, all right? It takes 5 minutes. I'm sure everybody on Facebook that is a part of the group or likes the page has a YouTube page. At this point in life, you have a YouTube page. Take 2 minutes out of your day. Search Black and White Just Sports on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and go from there. That's all we ask. And then, like I said, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the podcast sites. Listen to us there. Excuse me. So, with that being said, I think we're going to wrap it up, Sleepyhead.
Yeah.
So, like I said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the comments and back and forth and questions. We appreciate it. Keep that up. That's what we're here for. To interact with y'all, man. To interact with y'all. So, that being said, for Black and White Just Sports, I'm Pat.
I'm Dante.
Catch us out next week, y'all.
Peace.